And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Alison welcomes a guest. She's a writer, producer, and graham cracker rights advocate. It's Wendy Molyneux. And he's a comedian who wears his hat backward to let you know he's a rebel, and you probably can't even handle it. It's David Huntsberger. Tone Zone is here to tell you about a safe alternative to injecting a horse dewormer for COVID, and you can get it for free at your local pharmacy. I'm Bert Knuckles saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Alison Rosen.
Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her the good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little cherry nibs. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By the carb czar herself, the woman who sends me a spreadsheet nearly every week of the carbs we've done so far, Jess Flowers. I don't know if you guys are familiar with cherry nibs. You can't get them that many places anymore. They're little like licorice chunks, and they're pretty good. And I used to enjoy them from the gift shop in Las Vegas at a couple different hotels where my family always vacationed. I've gone into it before. Not a super fun place for a kid. Although, you know what? It's occurring to me that one of our guests who was from Nevada or Nevada, whichever one I'm supposed to say, might be getting angry at my takedown of Las Vegas. So apologies. We will get to that later. Anyway, I enjoy a cherry dip from time to time. And you can submit your carbohydrates that I will call you on Patreon. Also, weekly episodes of the Patreon bonus show called The Friend Zone. Zoom parties, a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. You get access to this video. A new feature I'm doing called The Backstory, where I go into all the behind the scenes of the Monday shows. All sorts of fun stuff. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. I would like to say hello and welcome to my guests, Dave Huntsberger. I just excoriated Las Vegas. I'm sorry, but you're from Reno. How do you feel?
Thank you, Tony.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was the people.
Well, it's wonderful. It feels great. And you're glossing over the biggest insult, which is years now. I've been going on about Nevada and how it's pronounced.
I know.
And here you are just very casual. Oh, I don't know which one it is. How dare you? That was more frustrating than Reno or Las Vegas.
It's Nevada. Like sad.
Yeah. For the final time.
Okay. For the final time, because you're not ever going to say it again?
If I ever hear anyone say it incorrectly, I'm just leaving any conversation I'm in. I'm exiting the meeting on Zoom. I'm hanging up phone calls. I've had it. And I remember when the previous president was campaigning, he told a group of Nevadans in a crowd how to, this is what a psychopath he was. No, everyone, it's pronounced. And he said it the wrong way. And people were just kind of like, no, it's not. But they were, conflicted with that thing of I love this person unconditionally. However, they're essentially telling me my name is wrong. And they're going, I guess I'm Bill. This guy knows me better than himself.
Wait, so do those people now pronounce it the other way?
I hope not. I can't see it taking. I think they just went, he's a character. And it's back to the best way to remember it is Nevadatude. And that sounds so stupid, but for the pronunciation, and you're getting a little bit of tude right now from me because of it.
Yeah.
The Vegas thing, it's only two major cities in Nevada, so we are naturally pitted against each other. And as a kid, the state tipped over some sort of population number where they had to break up the area code. And this was right around the time people were tattooing their area code on their body. So people were getting 702. That was a big deal. That's us. That's Nevada. We're 702. And they just drew a line midway through the state and were like, oh, you guys are 775 now. And it was a big deal. It escalated the dislike of Las Vegas by quite a bit because they got to keep it and we became 775. And
I don't care for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony.
Did a lot of people go in and get their tattoo changed? Or did they just move?
One person. I remember being downtown near a casino and just seeing a guy standing there with the 702, like kind of on his forearm right here. And I just remember he just casually every now and again glanced down at it. Like, maybe I'm making up that memory and it was like a dream I had, but it's very vivid to me of how ridiculous it was. Like, damn it, just got this. And off it went. He was just had to get it changed.
I've decided that wasn't a dream of yours.
Thank you.
I've decided that was a real memory. Listen, I must. You know how Hillary Clinton, it didn't work for her, but she hit back. I think that, or she didn't. It was definitely one or the other. I think she hit back. I think she didn't let character attacks stand. And having myself been through something where I felt my character was attacked and I attempted to take the high road.
I've apologized for that.
What?
I've apologized for that.
Where I felt my character, I'm not talking about that. Where I felt my character was attacked a bit, and then I was like, I'm going to take the high road. And then a few months later, I'm like, no, I'm going to address it. And I just felt like I didn't, from a PR standpoint, didn't handle it super well. I've learned that you can't let an attack remain. So, Dave, I must justify what I felt was an unfair dose of, is it Nevadatude?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Just kidding. Oh, no. Oh, no. We lost Dave. Once again, Dave, who refuses to have his image revealed to everyone, who feels that it's stealing his soul, has pulled a stunt that only works on a visual level. So I must let the people who are listening to this audio-wise on the audio, which is the vast majority, except for the people who get access to the Patreon, Dave has disappeared. Do we think he actually left, or did he just hide his video?
I checked the participant numbers, and we're down to 4.
Oh, no.
So he's gone. He's genuinely gone. Maybe dead. We don't know yet.
Do you think oh, man.
He canceled you, honey.
What if he, oh, you guys, what if he planned that stunt, but right at that moment, someone broke in and attacked him too. And he's like, oh no, I turned off my screen. So this was really a bad, he should learn better than to do pranks, because right at that moment when he needed us, he silenced himself, and he's being attacked right now and we can't even see it.
This is really a cautionary tale for our time.
Don't
today.
do bits.
I'll call the police.
Yeah. Well, I was going to just acknowledge that I had forgotten, but he's back. What do we do now, guys? How long do we make him wait?
Should we shun him? Shall we shun him?
I don't know. I think we are right now. Let's let him in, but let's tell him if he does this again, he's gone forever.
And tell him about what could happen if at the exact same moment, coincidentally, he were to be attacked.
Yeah.
No one would know.
Look who's back now.
Oh, boy.
It's definitely funnier if I just remained out the whole time. If I had just committed to it, way funnier. But I wanted to that's just a warning. Just so you can feel how it felt.
We have a warning for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hang on. Wendy, I never fully introduced you and brought you into the fold. Hello,
right.
Wendy Molyneux. I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Tell Dave what we realized might happen.
Well, what if at the exact moment you decided to turn your screen off, you were also attacked and needed help, but you had just silenced your screen, silenced your audio, left a room full of friends who would have immediately called for help for you. Coincidentally, person breaks in, murderous intent. You're doing a bit, where you pretend to shun us and then no one's there to help or save you. So just think about that before you do it again.
Next time.
I've already thought about it. And my devotion to Nevada and these constant sites are worth this mysterious attacker.
I've literally never heard you talk about Nevada before today.
Well, you say it properly.
I didn't even know you were from there. So the fact that you're going so hard about it, I'm like, I didn't even know he was from there.
Wait, did you really not, Wendy?
No, I didn't.
What about, haven't you heard him sing his song, Tony?
Home means Nevada, home means the hills, home means the sage and the pine. Out where the trucky silvery rills, out where the sun always shines.
Shine. That's a sped up version, but you get the idea.
But it also doesn't even say Nevada anywhere.
Oh, no, it
also doesn't say, I'm from
Oh,
Nevada,
it does.
I'm from Nevada, I'm from Nevada.
He didn't get to the heart of it, which is, and they've recently changed some of the license plates. They used to say Battleborn because this goes back to the Civil War and when it became a state. But they changed it to home means Nevada, which is so nice to see on a license plate. Battleborn's a little aggressive, and home means Nevada is just very sweet. Sunsets, the sagebrush, it's great. So the song is Home Means Nevada. And I don't bring it up all the time. It's one of those things I just quietly carry with me. But imagine if your name, pick any name, and someone always pronounced it slightly incorrectly. You might not always correct people. But then if someone asks you, so is it, whatever the name is, Tabitha? And you'd be like, it's Tabitha. And then you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You would just have to live with that all the time. Now, granted, that's an unfortunate spelling and understandable, but like Colorado, Oregon, a lot of people say them incorrectly. And on the West, everything's like this tight-lipped A, the A.
I get it. I knew it was certainly one of them. And I'll never forget again. Now, Wendy Molyneux.
If Jess Flowers has a spreadsheet on this, I'll bet we've had this exact conversation before.
Jess Carbzar, I would like you to expand into also letting me know if Dave and I have had this conversation before. Just make a new column. Wendy Molyneux, are people constantly butchering your last name?
Yeah, and you know what? I just live with it. I don't sing a song about it. I don't do dramatics on Zoom with my friends. I just accept
that's only because you're
part of being alive.
You have friends in your life that would pronounce your name incorrectly repeatedly, and you'd never say, oh, hey, by the way.
Well, first of all, I think your personal name is more personal than the state you're from. But also my friends don't usually use, but my whole life, everyone has said my last name wrong, end to end. And yet, do you see me railing at the skies, fist clenched? You don't. I just go like, oh no, it's Molyneux.
What did they say?
Like that.
But
it's not that hard. I don't make them do the labor.
We're one and the same here. I mean, my last name is phonetic. It's very easy to read. And the amount of people who checking into a hotel, whatever it is, look down at it, then get it and get a guess, get a smile on their face and butcher it so brutally.
How do they butcher your last name?
I mean, this looking down and then looking up and like, is it Herzenberger? Has happened 1,000 times in my life. It's so
That's just not reading. They're just not reading.
It's too many letters, so it scares them. They just, they panic. I'm like, I think there's the Z that got cranked in there somehow.
Is it Damon? I like
what?
that it's like it doesn't contain it's like they're just making a guess based on nothing. Like it's like they're going like, is it Damon? Like while reading the word David.
Yeah, it's exactly.
They pull an Adela Dazeem where they just go Adela Dazeem.
Yep, it's exactly.
Yeah.
And I let it slide. I go, yep, that's me. Can I have that?
And yet, if someone says the state you're from wrong, you absolutely lose it.
Yeah.
Bitch, please.
It's our only thing. We have no one is from Nevada. We've produced Jimmy Kimmel, and like a boxing judge, Mills Lane, and that's about it. And
you have
a nuclear waste site.
Harry Reid,
the
Cherry
Killers,
Nibs.
the Chemical Brothers.
Tony Danza.
Nice try. No.
Larry.
No, wait, it's Crystal
King.
Method.
No.
Kings of Leon.
No, that's Oklahoma.
Leo Tolstoy.
Yes.
You're in
The
it.
guy
You're
who
deep in the
invented
L's.
Toys R Us. I want to say Woody Harrelson. I want to say Tammy Faye Baker. I want to say you have all of the Beatles. Were born
David
there and
Matthews
then moved
Band.
to England. Yeah, the David Matthews Band.
You're
Also.
one of 30. But the Beatles was a good one. That's our one thing we hold on to. And I always go Jimmy Kimmel above them just because it's like our little secret. But people we're kind of proud of that.
All four of the Beatles were born there, moved to England, started their band there.
Well, 6 originally, and then they got rid of some guides. But we have statues of all 6 in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy, how do people say your last name, Molyneux?
Oh, any number of ways. Any way you could think of to say that wrong. Molyneux, somebody said Molyneux once, which was weird. They just don't say it right, and that's fine. Molino. It's fine, though. Whatever people want to say. But what really annoys me, I will say there's one thing that annoys me.
What is
and
it?
that is when people try to be very French about it. Like, mon Dieu. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God, no. Like, no. Can you imagine if I insisted everyone go Wendy Molyneux? Like, oh. It's disgusting. I hate it when people do that. Okay, so I have a pet peeve. But do I shame them and quit the Zoom? No, because I was never on Zoom when that happened.
You were just on Zoom and it just came up and you just did exactly what we were talking about.
But none of you guys said mon mieux to me.
But it was in there. It was the little buzzer that finally got pushed.
Yeah, I don't love it, but I don't storm off.
I don't think she would leave.
Well, that was only because I gave a preemptive warning. I had to commit to it.
Guys, I'm muting my video for a second so I can rearrange my legs, not because I'm storming off. Pardon me.
How noisy are your legs?
No, I'm just muting my video because I'll be moving my little setup away.
Got it.
My legs are very noisy. They're made of I have a condition called cellophane legs. So when I move them, it sounds like 100 people unwrapping candies all at once. It's when I walk, I cause an absolute sensation on the boulevard. But this is your show, and I don't want to cause a sensation.
I want to hear your cellophane candy legs.
Well, I've put a filter on the Zoom, but I also like to mute the video so no one has to see my head move forward and back in this way.
I understand. Tony Thaxton, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi. I feel very out of it right now. I don't know what my deal is. I'm putting that out there.
Well, that's okay. So far, you're doing great. Tony was the Monday guest because my other guest, my scheduled guest, had to reschedule a couple hours before. And I said, hey, Tony, do you want to be my guest? Because I knew that Tony had been going through some stuff and I wanted to know would he feel comfortable talking about it. And he was my guest and he talked about it. And we talked about all sorts of stuff. And the response has been so great. So I don't know if you've been seeing any of the response, Tony, but people really like the episode.
Yeah, I saw a lot of very, very nice comments.
We have very nice listeners. So everyone check that out. And
I want to listen. I haven't listened to that one yet. I want to get to know Tony.
Get to know Tony.
We don't have time to get to know each other on the podcast.
No, you got to go to the other podcast.
You got to go to the other podcast, get to know Tony, come back over here.
That's right.
Yeah, you ain't going to find out shit today because I'm bringing nothing today.
You left it all on the floor.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. Yeah, I got nothing left to say.
Daniel, have I officially introduced you?
No.
Hello.
This is very reminiscent of something I'd like to bring up, actually. A little bone that I have to pick. Maybe more accurately what this is a peeling back of the curtain so people can see the real Alison Rosen.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, is this going to be some hot talk?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit hot. So I got wind of a secret text chain.
It's not secret. We tried to add
Alison,
you.
excuse me, I have the floor.
Okay.
Between Alison, Wendy, and
No.
Dave. Okay, and here's the deal.
And Tony.
I'd say to Alison, I found out about it. I'm like, oh, honey. And she's like, oh, I thought I added you, but it was your work number.
No.
And so she said, I'm going to add you now. And guess what? The second time, my work number again. Now... This is my wife. This isn't someone I'm doing business with. This is not just my wife. This is my wife with whom I regularly text.
If I can jump in and play arbitrator here just a bit, before you get too head of steam, she was from the very beginning like, oh, cool, add Daniel. Oh, we should get, why isn't Daniel on this?
Definitely giving that impression, isn't she?
But, hold on.
I think I'm the one who suggested adding Daniel as
yes.
Thank you,
presented
Wendy.
a mea culpa.
Yes.
That I did not have Daniel's number, and that was the reason he wasn't added. And I suggested that someone with his number might add him.
She did the text. What do you call it?
I'm
Group
stirring
text.
the pot.
She did the group text equivalent of like pretending to go for the open door on the elevator as someone's approaching. Like, oh, I'll get. Oh, Daniel's. Oh, what's his? Oh, sorry, I got his.
But then I added you and 0 interactions, and I was like, well, that was a waste of time. Now I know it was the work number.
Yeah. Well,
Still
here's
not
the
on it.
thing.
Still not on it.
All right. I will share from where I sat the entire thing. Wendy started the chain, and she said, I would add Daniel, but I don't have his number. There was discussion of adding Daniel. And then I went to try to add you, and I'm like, oh, for some reason it's not letting me add him.
Isn't that weird?
And so I sent over, I did like share contact. And then Dave said, I'm going to add him from my BlackBerry. Now, I don't know if he was trying to just let us know that his BlackBerry allows this or whatever, or so he started a new I don't know what happened.
Well, again, like Nevada, it gets just these little, minor insults hurled at it.
Microaggressions.
Microaggressions. And I had to stand up for BlackBerry,
Thank you.
the corporation. That's all that was.
So he added you, but then you still never chimed in. And it turned out it was going to your work number because when I shared your contact, both your work number and your home number were in there. And then I was like, I'm going to start a new chain.
You'd think you would know my number for text.
I do.
You would think that.
So then I started a new one, and I went and added Daniel Quantz, and it's the same picture of you that pops up, but it just sent it to the regular chain. And I'm like, I don't know how to get your actual number. I don't know. And then we gave up. That's what happened, honey.
That's so weird. Well, I guess it's impossible.
I've got the text open. I've got it open.
I think you have to start it, Daniel. Is there a way that, Wendy, if I give you a phone number, can you add him?
My problem is I also don't totally know how to add someone to the
Alison
text.
works very hard to make you all think that she's a great person.
This is not true.
But really, she wants a safe space to talk about her betrothed.
My
sent us
text is trying to FaceTime all of you.
a FaceTime request.
Wait, what?
This is how bad I am at stuff. I literally don't know how to add.
Listen,
someone
I'm just
to the
bringing it
chat
up.
at all.
You guys have your fun at my expense. That's fine.
We'll try
See
again.
what I care. I'm just going to talk to Wendy about you guys.
We'll
have a separate. Text me now, Daniel, and we'll get some shit talking going.
I would like that.
Wow. I guess
I love to stir the pot.
Turnabout really is.
I'm going to get a
fair play.
separate text going with each person, like a Mean Girls situation. Being like, hey, David. Hey, Damon. What do you think about? Yeah, it's going to be great.
You got to be.
This crew is a real housewives kind of crew, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Real
Bad
gossip
vibes all
hounds.
around.
The danger of that, Wendy, is that you're accidentally going to write Damon Herzenberger and complain about Damon Herzenberger to Damon Herzenberger, and then you're going to have to be like, oh, shit, April Fools.
Oh, I just meant, ha, 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 ha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever accidentally texted someone that you meant to not to? And I have not.
Yes.
I have.
Oh, what happened? I have done this on email where I sent a guy I had a crush an email wherein I discussed what the guy I had
Hold
a
on.
crush said.
Wait, this is recently?
No.
Was this a movie?
If so, hot talk just got a lot hotter.
No. This is when I lived in New York prior to Daniel. But
By the way, that's
He
fine,
didn't-
honey.
he didn't make a thing of it at all. I was like,
Oh, Wendy's changing her legs again.
I know.
no.
I cannot get comfortable. My back is just not happy with all the sitting I've been doing recently. Sorry. I'm here, though.
I love this image that it goes to, though. What is like a snail made out of flowers?
Yeah, I've had that for the entirety of Zoom to where I feel like I need to be that for people when we go back to the world.
Well, I like it.
Everyone's going to be like, I liked you better when you were a snail made out of flowers.
I still want to hear these noisy legs someday. Tony, what happened when you texted the wrong person?
I've done it several times. Never anything too drastic, but I remember one. I forget exactly how it went down, but it was something with. I had like kind of recently started dating someone new.
Oh no!
And somehow and she had like was doing this ongoing bit where she kept like. I forget. She was like hiding things that were in my shower or something like that just to mess with me. And somehow I then texted, like when she wasn't there and I saw this had happened, I somehow ended up texting the ex before her and like was like, stop hiding the things in my shower, which I know is, it's really not that big of a deal, but that's a pretty weird random text you suddenly get from an ex. Yeah, felt awkward.
That's fun. That's like almost too bizarre to get from an ex. Like, stop hiding the things in my shower. Yeah. Like, if coincidentally she had been secretly breaking into your apartment and hiding things around and about the place, she's like, fuck. How did you know?
Yeah, it definitely could have been much worse.
I feel like it definitely shows that you're dating someone new, though, or texting with a child, because those are the only people that you would send that to.
Yeah.
I once sent a text to Tony that I meant to send to Daniel, and Tony just responded, "Not for me." And I was like, oh, that's such a succinct way of letting the person know you sent them the wrong thing. I think it was just the title of the show.
Yeah, I feel like you've done it a few times.
Yeah.
Because I feel
it's never anything juicy or fun, though. It's just show-related stuff because Daniel puts the photo together.
Oh, wait, you've sent me, like, family calendar things, though, too, I think. I think that's the other thing I remember getting, where I was like getting emails about like doctor appointments.
Oh, yes.
Like that.
Because I went to select family calendar and I select ARIYMBF by mistake.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it turns out I'm a mess. What were you going to say, Dave?
I would just type in D, and the guy who helps me with my podcast is named Dan. And so I must not have looked very closely. And then I sent Daniel Quantz, D Quantz on the Snappy, some stuff about editing the podcast or something, and he replied the same way, like, I don't think this was meant for me. So nothing juicy there, but this one's real juicy.
Ooh, look how sassy your body posture is getting.
So sassy. I just realized I caught our one Wendy Molyneux in a bit of a fib in that she said she's never done that, but we were texting at one point, and then out of the blue there was a text that was something about potatoes and something.
Oh, yes. I guess what I meant was I've never done like a controversial one.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
I think I sent you like a grocery list that I wanted Jeff to add to the Instacart, like potatoes, avocados, honey, and some of those oranges or something like that. Like, I guess I've never done the shocking, like where you're like, oh no, like when you like have texted someone where you were talking like about them and then suddenly to them or something like that. Like I have not. Yeah. Like, yeah, yes, your email is the prime example of the thing I think we all fear is like accidentally sending someone information that you were gossiping or something and sending it to them. Yeah, no, I've not done that. But yeah, you're right, David. I did send you something about like potatoes or something. Thank God that's all it was. Can you imagine?
I mean, if I got one of those, I can't imagine being too, I mean, unless it's directly about you and what a terrible person you are, then you're like, oh,
right.
Definitely. But otherwise, if it was just something silly or scandalous, I would feel like I secretly stumbled into like a room full of gifts out of schedule. Like,
right.
I just would be like, oh, cool, it happened. And I was there for it. I don't think I would be like, look at that person to me differently. Or, I mean, depending, I guess, on what it was.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, but I don't think that's the disconcerting one. The disconcerting one is the one where like I text you and say like, what did you think of when David disappeared from the Zoom? I don't know. I thought it was kind of,
No, yeah.
No, like, oh shit. Anyway, by the way, that was just a hypothetical. I loved it. For real, even though that sounds insincere now that I'm saying it. I'm trying to reassure you that I enjoyed it. Okay, so I have some news about my personal evolution to more what's it called when you're like, what's the highest level of Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
Butter. I don't know. I've literally no idea.
My evolution to being self-actualized, which I think people have been charting. At least I hope that my carb czar has been charting it because, earlier in the pandemic, I was working on becoming less dependent on external validation. And then lately I've noticed that I'm like able to experience simple joy. For example, I heard 2 people receive good news, entertainment industry related good news, and I only felt happy for them. And I was like, what is this new thing that I'm feeling? And then I've just been experiencing simple joys, and I feel like it has finally arrived in its final form, in that today I was taking a little nap, and as I was falling asleep, literally laughed out loud thinking about farts. Now, Alison, we've heard you talk about thinking farts are funny before. You're thinking to yourself, tee. And yes, I have thought specific farts are funny, but I've never just found myself delighted, much like a toddler, over just farts in general.
Just the category.
Yeah. I mean, just the idea that your body feels the need to make a very noticeable sound before emitting a gross smell. There's something very funny about that. It's like your body's backup beep. I just watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time, which,
speaking of farts,
you might have opinions about that. But yeah, anyway, I think I have achieved my final form, which is that now I'm an infant, my most evolved form. But here's what I was thinking. I was thinking about the fart sound. And I was thinking, does that come from the flapping of your butt cheeks, or does that come from the sphincter itself? Because like dogs
so
farts.
Heavy today.
What?
I didn't know we were going to get so heavy today.
Have you had a pot cookie, honey?
And so I looked it up, and it is the sphincter, sort of like a balloon flying around the room making that sound. It's the sphincter that's making the noise. I thought it was the cheeks. It's the sphincter. And then I
cheeks
began
add to
How
it.
did you think it was the cheeks?
Did you say why did I?
Yes. How could the cheeks make the sound?
Oh yeah, I guess if the cheeks were making the sound, you're like, if you looked at someone who was wearing tight pants when they farted, you'd see like a real undulation.
Like a flap. Like, I'm just wondering, also, you've experienced farts. You can feel them go through the hole.
Yes.
Not the cheeks have very little involvement. They're like innocent bystanders.
Right.
Look how
They probably
quickly
hate it just as much as everyone else.
Everyone's adapted to this so quickly. Imagine if we were people just standing outside waiting for a concert and going, oh yeah, I've had my email mixed up. Do you think farts come out of the sphincter, or is it like the cheek slapper? It was such a turn. It just really shifted there.
If there's one thing I've learned in this pandemic is that I don't have time to waste on stuff that doesn't speak to me.
You're just trolling that one guy who comments.
Maybe.
I have a question about the and I was trying to find something as you were talking, so maybe I missed something.
Yes.
But didn't you kind of went from like talking about being proud of yourself for being happy for other people, and then it suddenly turned into where do farts come from? What did I miss there?
The link was happy for other people, able to experience simple joys, able to just sit there and work myself into a full laugh fest just thinking about farts.
Honey, you've always...
Okay, glad I asked.
I don't know if this is a change for you, though.
Daniel, I feel like you're tuning me out, honey. I know that I've always laughed at farts before,
enough.
but it's been specific farts. This is me finding just the notion of farts, the concept, funny. It's. I'm telling you. Thank you.
While we're talking about simple joys, Melina is drinking scalding hot tea in Burbank where it's like 100 degrees today. And I like that it's just a quiet little joy that's happening.
Who's Molina?
No,
He's just pronouncing my name wrong to try to get a reaction.
You're drinking scalding hot tea?
Yeah. I guess David was paying attention to the evolution of that because Jeff brought me some tea, which was very nice of him. Because I'm frequently trapped up in my room for up to 10 hours a day while I work. And he brought it in my favorite thing.
A mug?
No, these Yeti cups.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you have these with the lids and their coffee cups?
We do.
It's changed my life because I used to spill my coffee absolutely everywhere, all over the house, like I was a fucking Three Stooges. Is that what they did? They hit each other. Did they ever spill stuff?
Yes, they did. They were
Okay.
known for spilling beverages.
Okay, wait, really? Are you making that up?
No.
They spilled paint. Anything they were meant to carry, they spilled.
Right. Okay, that's me then. And since I got these with the lids, I'm in heaven, just absolute heaven. My coffee stays hot all day. This is an ad. Maybe you'll get some sponsors from Yeti.
Maybe I should add Yeti to my Amazon influencer list. I'm going to. I have
You
a
really
big
should.
size
These
Yeti.
cups, they're the best. They're like a coffee size cup. They come with a lid, and here's the rub, guys. Not the rub, the opposite of the rub. The good thing. They're
The
machine
massage.
washable completely. You can put them in your washing machine.
I love that.
Very durable. A lot of like thermos type things can't go in the wash. And so I don't know, guys. I'm loving it. So anyway, he brought me the tea, but it was so hot I was dying. And there's a reaction of me drinking the tea early on. Anybody wants to look through this video where I visibly flinched and then I took the lid off so that it would cool. What a great story. for your listeners.
Patreon.com.
If you never have me on again, Allison, I will know this is why, and it's fine, and I accept it.
That's not going to happen, Wendy. I will,
Well-
even when you're telling a riveting story about drinking hot tea that Damon served up.
Yeah.
Listen, that is a great effort to try to get me off of farts, but it's not going to happen so easy. So then,
Stop the podcast and go get some cocaine. Oh yeah, my drop. It's the only thing I've ever done that I care about is a drop on this show. I feel so great.
So then, the reason I thought, to Wendy's point, the reason I thought it was cheeks is because dogs don't make a sound and they don't have butt cheeks. So I was like,
Dogs don't make us.
What?
No, let's back up. What?
Yeah, what?
do your dogs make fart sounds?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
All the
does one of
time.
my
Ours
cats.
doesn't.
I've only had silent farting dogs. I mean, they
What?
definitely smell, but they don't make a fart sound.
Oh, yeah. I
I
get
gotta
both.
say, Wendy does not fart a lot.
Our Wendy
The dog. But also, that is true. And I think I've covered that on this show is I'm not a farter. I don't fart very much. And I'm not trying to be genteel. I don't. So me and your dog finally have something in common.
And I've shared before. This is. There's a full column on the Excel spreadsheet about this. In college, Wendy famously didn't like scatological humor, and she's come a long
Here
way.
we go again. Here we go again.
I know. All right. So you guys can hear your dog's farts. Do they sound
Yes.
human?
Not all the time, but they do. They exist. It sounded like you were saying like
Well, I didn't think that dogs made audible farts. This is news to me.
the equivalent is if you had said that like bats were not a real animal. Like, yeah, they exist. It was not. You don't see them all the time, but when you see a bat, you're like, oh, there's a bat. Similar with dog farts, I feel like.
Well, I found something that I thought we could all enjoy. And enjoy is in quotes. Well, I'll enjoy it. It's a video of animals farting. Tony? Now you're going to have to tell us what animal we're hearing.
Okay. I have not
Sometimes-
even looked. I have this ready to go, but I have not watched it. But
Sometimes
I
you'll
will
hear
talk you through it.
the
Before
people
we start,
talking.
honey, just real quick. When
Yeah.
you were 8, did you encounter a fortune-telling machine at a abandoned carnival?
No, I'm telling you,
Just
Daniel.
curious.
Once again, you're not listening to me. Like 2001, I have evolved to my final form, which is a
Okay.
fetus who thinks farts are funny.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like everyone to know that like maybe an hour before the show, I get a text from Alison that's just a link to a video called "Top 10 Funniest Farts Animal in the World."
You're going to have to tell us what animal we're hearing.
All right, okay, here we go. This is a lion.
Ooh, I'd like to guess the next one.
Wait, let's
Oh, yeah.
guess them. Let's
Okay.
guess them.
We can guess. That's a good idea.
Okay, here's the next one. It's about to start. He was in
I
a
guess
tub.
a hippo. I think
Yeah,
a hippo.
Likewise.
Any other guesses?
Owen?
And I know. So, Tony, you tell us.
That was an iguana in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, let's go to the next one. right. Any guesses?
Horse.
I'm going to guess a turtle.
I'm going to say chimpanzee.
All of you are incorrect. That was an elephant.
Was the elephant on a busy street?
I think he was in a zoo.
It sounded like he was on a busy street, just like walking along.
There was a
Which
lot
I
of...
feel like is the bigger news there.
All right. Onward.
Okay.
That's mom and dad. Okay.
Okay,
I
so
didn't hear anything.
I thought
Where was
that
the fart?
I think it was the that I thought was a child, but I think that was the fart. Is that possible?
Oh.
I don't know. I call bullshit on that one.
Yeah.
All right. That was a zebra, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's
I
move
like that
on.
You have these memorized. Here's the next one.
Okay. Tee.
That was
That's it?
that was
Yeah, I think
that
that was-
was that
it
was a
keeps going.
turtle. That's a turtle for sure.
I think it might be a snake.
Baboon.
Did you say a snake? That was a rabbit.
I had
Rabbit?
pet rabbits. Wendy met one of my rabbits in college, and
I
I never heard them fart.
I can't believe you've never brought this up, Wendy.
That what?
That you met her rabbit.
In college? Yeah. Allison kept a rabbit in her room in college. Because you know what I do is I don't bring up Allison's past relentlessly. You know what I mean? Like I figure, sometimes people like the past to stay in the past and other people like to put it in a spreadsheet and bring it up constantly over and over and over again without your consent. But, both things are fine. Both ways, both approaches are valid and are fine. So it's fine.
All right, I think we just have a couple more.
There's 5 more.
I have more. I'm counting them down in my mind.
Dolphin.
Allison is laughing so hard.
What do you guys think?
I think a dolphin.
I think it was a turtle.
I'm coming around to turtle also.
Definitely a turtle that time.
That was a shark. And it was also like a
Shark.
full-on shit.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that was not quite that was maybe a fart, but it was like shark diarrhea. Actually, I don't know what shark poo normally
A
looks
shark
like.
shart.
Yeah, a shark. All right, moving on.
That's
Let's
a
say
monkey.
human.
That's a monkey.
I'm with David. I think it was a human. I think it was Tommy Lee Jones.
Ooh.
On the
Okay.
set of the movie The Client. Near Susan Sarandon, but not close enough for her to hear.
Just
Am I
a movie
right?
guy.
You were so close. It is from that movie, but it is Susan
Okay.
Sarandon, though.
Oh, it's Susan Sarandon. Okay. Okay, Susan.
that was a deer. Did Allison
Okay.
pass out from laughing?
No, I had to
Okay.
blow my nose.
Are we still going?
Yes, we are.
There's a sheep.
How big his foot is. Cut the nails in.
So close to horse. Not a lot of animals do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say camel.
They said it was a she, and there was a sound, which also can be someone trying to keep warm.
Yeah.
So I think
look
what
how big
that
its
was,
foot
and there
is.
was a little faint water sound. So I think this was Kate Winslet on the door at the end of Titanic. Like an outtake. She was trying to keep warm.
Yeah.
Is that right? Was I right?
I'm sorry. This time, no, you are not correct. This
Oh,
was
goddamn
a
it.
chimpanzee.
All right.
One
I
of my
understand the
previous
confusion.
guesses.
I think this is the last one, right?
Yeah.
God, no, there's like two more.
We'll go with yeah.
What is it really, Tony?
There's two more after this, Allison.
Oh my God. That's me. Just kidding.
Oh, I know this one. That was Mayor of Easttown, Kate Winslet. At the part where they find like the first girl's body.
Yeah.
And she's just so upset and she just gives that really long fart, but she looks like her face looks upset, but she does a really long fart and everyone looks away. In
Who
Mayor
can
of
forget
Easttown.
that scene?
Yeah, it was great. I hope
I haven't seen the show, so I don't appreciate these spoilers. But
It happened in the
well,
first
I'm sorry.
episode.
Yeah.
The first
well, I
episode
haven't seen
part.
the first.
Yeah,
episode.
look,
Tony-
when you're watching the first episode, when they find the body, you'll hear she looks away and you're so caught up in her emotion. But if you're paying attention, she
Okay.
lets out that really long fart.
It's no spoiler
So
to
this-
say the whole show is about who dealt it.
yeah.
But
Oh,
this
okay.
this show's relatively new, and no one brought up the fart, but it made its way into a compilation of funniest animal farts.
Yeah.
That I didn't see that coming. For her to be like ninth on an animal fart
But
compilation.
here's the thing, though, David, that we're forgetting. I could be wrong. Tony's going to reveal
Oh, right. Okay.
if it was Kate Winslet and Mayor of Easttown, as I'm suspecting. But other people have to guess their animal.
Mare is an animal.
Ooh.
True.
hmm
There's a clue.
I think it's a koala.
Is that all the guesses?
Mm-hmm.
That sounded high. That was
That
high.
what'd you say?
That was just
If
a
this
high.
is a turtle, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. If I didn't guess turtle and then this is a turtle.
No. That was a giraffe.
I said high. I said it
I
sounded like a
know.
high
Yes.
fart. Damn. Mm,
Those are some
that's-
good.
that'll keep me up tonight.
Yeah, well,
Is this the last one?
Yeah. Here we go.
slide. There were two more.
My God.
No, this really is the last one.
The other person laughing is the person on the video. And
Yes.
Oh man, this
God damn.
this is a turtle, but the name you're not going to believe. I think only Wendy knows that.
Oh, the name of that turtle?
The name of that specific turtle.
Oh, yeah, it's a really weird coincidence. It's Damon Herzenberger. So fucking weird sometimes, you know?
Yeah, there's cosmic pigs in life.
Yeah.
Can't deny them.
This was some sort of snake.
That was a snake?
Isn't
Yeah,
that
it
so
was-
surprising?
Also, it's in
Very
a sink
surprising.
of water.
Why?
I don't know.
Why do you put your snake in a sink?
I have nothing to do with any
There's
of this video.
nothing worse to me than someone owning a snake.
Wait a
I'm
second.
sorry for your listeners if they own snakes, but come on, guys.
You know who's about to own a snake if
No.
it'll fart in a sink predictably? Miss Alison Rosen.
Wait,
There's
what?
no question. Yeah, I mean, I know with certainty that if you had a snake that you could put in water and just listen to it fart, you would do that.
Well, you know what's funny is I feel like snakes already get a bad rap, and the fact that evidently you can put them in a sink and they'll fart. You're right. That would bring me around. So why is that not more well known?
Yeah. Maybe it's just that one snake.
Maybe it was just a one-off.
If so, that's a magical snake. Listen, you guys, thank you for doing that. I want to tell you that you can protect your home with the Ring alarm. For a special offer, go to ring.com/best friend. It's the perfect way to start your Ring experience. So when Daniel and I moved into this house, Daniel wanted to get an alarm system. We shopped around a bit. There were drawbacks to each of the ones we were finding, where you like a service, you have someone come out, set it up, etc. And then I talked to the guy who straightens my hair, who is very technologically savvy and like researches everything. And I asked him, do you have one? And he said, yes, I have the Ring alarm. And I didn't even know, at that point, I didn't know that Ring made an alarm. I just knew about the Ring doorbell, which we have. everyone has. I imagine you listening, you might have that as well, which I can't imagine life without it. And yeah, so I was intrigued because I love ring stuff. And he told me that he set it up himself. And that was very appealing to me. And then we got it. Daniel set it up. Super easy to set up. And we've been huge fans ever since. And it's just great peace of mind knowing your home is protected. When we went on vacation a couple years ago, it was really nice. Like we felt very secure knowing that we had the Ring alarm, and that we would know if anything was going on. Yeah, it's great. It's protection. It's peace of mind. It's a powerful, affordable home security system you can easily install yourself. The Ring alarm works seamlessly with other Ring products to protect every corner of your home inside and out. Protect your home anytime from anywhere with Ring alarm. Go to ring.com/bestfriend for a special offer on a Ring alarm security kit today. You can build the system that's right for your home and have it up and running in minutes. That's ring.com/bestfriend, ring.com/bestfriend. I also want to tell you guys about Toodaloo, which is, they make trail mix, and it's also my favorite thing to say. Say
Right here.
goodbye.
I was eating some.
Oh, which one is that? Is that Smoke
This
Show?
is the barbecue.
It's called Smoke Show, right?
It's called Smoke Show.
So good. Say goodbye to trail mix that is bland, boring, and extremely unhealthy, using ingredients grown with chemicals that can harm both you and the planet. Not only that, but most trail mix is filled with processed sugars and dirty nuts. That's also my favorite thing to say. That are dry roasted in toxic refined oils like canola, palm, and soybean. Not Toodaloo. Toodaloo is the world's first all-natural, totally delicious, climate-friendly trail mix packed with plant proteins, superfoods, and adaptogenic herbs like lion's mane, ashwagandha, and reishi to help balance and support your body and mind. So I've tried a number of the Toodaloo mixes. They're all so good. I think my favorite were the maple brittle. I liked the chocolate one, and then I really like the barbecue one, Smoke Show, as well. And Smoke Show has 42 grams of plant protein per bag. It's also low in carbs and supports energy flow to fuel your day. We've got a special offer for our listeners. Get $5 off your first order of Toodaloo. Just visit Toodaloo.com/bestfriend. That's Toodaloo, TOODALOO.com/bestfriend. And Toodaloo is so confident that you'll love it that each purchase is backed by a 100% best taste guarantee. This will definitely become your favorite go-to snack. Seriously, the taste is incredible. Visit Toodaloo.com/bestfriend to try it today. Listen, you guys, I know it's fashionable to never reveal self-doubt. I always reveal self-doubt. But I just want to say, I am sitting here wondering, did we spend too long listening to animal farts? What do you think?
I mean, like when we die, will we look back and wonder?
Yeah.
Or you mean on your show?
Both.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I think people like to listen to farts.
Because I recently, and I posted this on social media, at Alison Rose on Twitter and Instagram. I think it's my saved tweet. It's my pinned tweet on the ARIYNBF Twitter. I received a 1-star review saying the show is only about farts and bad smells. And it went on from there, and it was very funny to me, like hilarious to me. And I think Daniel was suggesting that this whole thing was me kind of responding to that person. And it's not. But like I said, I think that review reminded me of what I hold dear. Daniel, do you think we spent too long on this?
I mean, I'm so beaten down by your love of farts to this point that it's really like I can't identify when it's too much anymore.
I see. Sort of like,
It's all too much.
all right, Dave, what do you think?
I think I
know I'm putting you guys in a dangerous position here where, you know, I get the sense that people don't know whether to potentially upset me or not. Like I'm some kind of tyrant.
I just think I have never YouTubed animal farts, and that was a nice exposure to it, but I don't think I'd revisit it.
Nice
Or whatever that's.
exposure.
Yeah.
Did you have any nice exposures today? Well, yes,
Was it-
I did. I was exposed to farts. It was nice.
Yeah. It was a delight.
Pleasant.
I had a new thing exposed to me in my life, and it was animals farting, and some of them were uproarious, and others made me think of people pinning their snake in a sink, and it creeped me out a little.
I don't care for that.
Yeah, snake jerks. But
But Dave, you're a man of science. I would have expected you would have Googled animal farts on YouTube. Searched animal farts.
That's what
before.
scientists are usually doing. Like, I remember that movie, The Martian. That's what he did most of it. It's like, I'm going to grow potatoes, and then I'm going to go Google animal farts
yeah,
to see if I can get off Mars. Spoilers. Sorry, I'm doing all kinds of spoilers today.
So Wendy, what do you think?
Well, I think you made it a game, and people enjoy listening along when they can guess. People like to participate
Thank
in
you.
life and to think about things, and this really made them do both.
Thank you. I knew you'd be in my corner. Tony, what do you think?
Oh, see, this is dangerous. I know.
It's really
I know how you-
not.
I know,
I'm
but I
honestly
can't.
asking.
I can't ask you about unplugging gear. So
Well, because you fly into a rage. Everyone knows that.
yes. I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't know. I've gone the other way, where as I've gotten older, I don't laugh at them all that. I'm not going to say I never do, but like, I don't know. They just don't, I don't
Tickle
find them
you?
as amusing as I did when I was younger.
Well, I think I've come out the other side. And you're going to come around, Tony, and you're going to all of a sudden find them funny again. You need to find your simple pleasures. Farts.
Boy, I can't wait.
Yep. So I would like to say hello and thank you to some new patrons. Again, at the beginning of the show, I mentioned all the fun Patreon perks that the friends with benefits get. That's what I call my patrons sometimes. But I also want to tell you that if you sign up for a year, you get 2 months free. So that's 12 months for the price
That's
of
a good
10.
deal.
Alison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AlisonRosen.
All right. I would like to say hello and welcome to Lauren Snyder. Hello and welcome to Terry Warona and Chris Gillespie. Nope, Chris Gillespie increased his annual pledge. So thank you, everyone. Now, since Wendy and Dave are so good
Oh, no.
at doing songs for the patrons, I'm just going to drop their names into the chat and hope that you will want to do this. Let me just put those in there.
What if we didn't?
Then that
We
is
just
what
bring
I
your show to a screeching halt.
that is what I deserve. Okay. Autocorrect is not my friend right now. Nope. See, it wants Terry Warona. It wants to make you Corona. And then there's one more. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I did the wrong name. Look, I'm getting all
Oh, yeah. Lauren was not Lauren Gillespie. She's
No.
Lauren Snyder.
Lauren Snyder. Oh, see, you don't even need me, Warona. Okay, there we go. And then Chris Gillespie increased his annual pledge. There we go. So ignore the top line, the other two.
Okay.
if you see a Lauren Snyder on the side of the road.
You're just doing a B-52s? Are we just doing covers? Because I know what you're going to do for Terry Warona.
What, Verona?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I don't know what you're talking.
You're going to do... Go ahead. I'll handle Chris Gillespie.
I'm at a loss.
The difficult one. All right. Chris Gillespie. Well, this is a cover too of one of. I think you guys will recognize this song once I start. Chris Gillespie invented Rice Krispies, but his brother Chris Rice Krispie took away his invention, went up to the fair and sold him what was originally called Rice Gillespies. He sold them as Rice Krispies because his brother. Listen, let me go back. There were two brothers, Chris Gillespie and Chris Rice Krispie. They had different last names because they had different dads, but the same first name because their mom liked the name Chris. So anyway, Chris Gillespie invented a puffed rice cereal that he called Rice Gillespies. But his brother, Chris Rice Krispie, one night drugged him. And while he was sleeping in a drugged state, his brother, Chris Rice Krispie, who was evil and bad, stole his hot rice cereal and went down to the mayor, who had to approve all new ideas in Cereal City. And he approved the Rice Krispies with their new name, Rice Krispies. And that's the Rice Krispies that we know today. And Chris Gillespie is a very nice person. He forgave his brother, even though he shouldn't have. And his brother is rich, but Chris Gillespie doesn't have much. And yet he gives money to Alison's Patreon because he's a nice man. But he shouldn't have forgiven his brother. But I think we can all learn a little something from Chris Gillespie, which is don't take drugs. Hold on, I wasn't done. Which is don't drink the drink that your brother Chris Rice Krispie offers you late at night if it smells like drugs. That's the lesson. It's not to be nice and give money. It's to not drink the drink your brother gives you if it smells like drugs, especially if you just invented a really good cereal and you already have an appointment with the mayor to sell him that cereal in Cereal City. Don't drink the drink your brother gives you.
I love it.
That's the lesson.
Not only is it a custom song, but it has a lesson that is universal. Thank you, Wendy, and thank you,
You're
Dave.
welcome.
And I think it's really worthwhile to watch the stream of this to see Wendy's singing finger, because it's really great.
Well, and also, I hope you all recognize the song I was covering. I'm not going to say it on air, but that was to the tune of another popular song.
It's a Nirvana song,
right? A Nirvana song, yes. They've been in the news this week, so it was top of mind.
That was truly amazing. Now, the singing finger is like, is it this? The index?
Like this. You got to put a little stress in your finger. Probably Tony knows this because he's also a musician like me. So when he probably has drumming fingers, and you have to have a certain amount of tension in each finger to make the drums make the right sound.
Tony, does your lead singer do this when he sings?
Yeah.
Singing
It's
finger?
key. You can't, a great singer can't sing without the singing finger.
Yeah. And if everyone does it, but some of them do it more subtly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, whenever you see singers with their hands in their pockets, I know what's going on in those pockets.
yeah. Or they'll just have it down to the side, but you can see the one finger out.
Yeah. People think Mick Jagger is like doing sort of like a rooster tail thing with his hand. He's doing a singing finger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Listen, if you're feeling depressed or struggling with uncertainty or having difficulty sleeping or meeting your goals, BetterHelp offers online professional counselors who can listen and help. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online. I think BetterHelp is incredible. This last year and a half, a lot of people, understandably, have sought out therapy. And I know that a lot of traditional therapists have these incredibly long wait lists. And that is where BetterHelp comes in. You can get started quickly. If you feel like the first therapist you're matched with, if you feel like that isn't the right match, you can request a different person, and you can change as many times as you want, no extra charge. So you don't have to feel like you're committing to something, and you might feel overwhelmed by that. Don't feel overwhelmed by that. But I just want to say that's understandable. Look, when you start up therapy, there's a lot of fears you might have. So I'm telling you, don't have those fears. I know 2 people who are doing BetterHelp, and they love it. And also, you guys know I'm a big, huge fan of therapy. It is more affordable than traditional therapy, and financial aid is available. Our podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/bestfriend. Visit BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/bestfriend, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced BetterHelp professional. Okay, so there was a meetup back when this text chain that we all chose to leave Daniel off of happened. There was a meetup. And Daniel and I didn't go because we had been recently that was when our babysitter had been exposed to COVID and we were worried and stuff. But anyway, did you guys have the best time ever?
It was great. It was, and speaking of therapy, it was very therapeutic for us. It was wonderful. We had a great time.
The funny thing to me was, I have a 2-year-old and David has a approximately 1-year-old, would be right to say, right?
Just turned
now.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
And my 2-year-old was very excited about the fact that, and here comes my 5-year-old onto the scene. Hi, Matthew. Oh, no, honey, I'm recording something. We can't play the typewriter right now. You want to say hi?
Hi.
One of the most adorable children in the world. Hey, sweetie, I'm recording, so do you mind going downstairs? I'll be down in a minute, okay? Did you come up to get your toothbrush and pajamas?
Yep.
Okay, go get it done.
We got a new receipt.
What? Okay. Go brush your teeth. I'll see you in a minute, okay? I'll be right there, I promise. So my 2-year-old was completely excited / nervous that a baby was coming over and that he was going to hold the baby. And even though he is 2. And so we did manage to have at the end of the meetup, he got to hold the baby. Like I sat and he the baby's almost as big as him. And he held the baby. And then for 5 to 7 days afterwards, he would be like, baby coming? I hold baby? He thought it was his new hobby was to hold the baby. And so he got very excited, very excited about the fact that he got to hold a baby. So it was I found it quite amusing.
That's so sweet.
It was very sweet. Yeah.
It was one of the more adorable things I've been a part of. And I've been a part of some adorable things, guys.
Name them.
No, I don't want to tell you the things I've been exposed to, but they're adorable.
Well, you used to be, if I'm not mistaken, you used to be a cast member on Slimmon's Adorable Hour. Is that right? So you were just end-to-end adorable stuff, week after week.
Well, like Alison, I had to revisit my joy because you see so much adorable stuff and you got to get out there. And I was always pointing my index fingers at my cheeks and bobbing my head and smiling and doing the double thumbs over it. Smile, smile, smile. That the Slimmon's Hour got a little exhausting where I started to dislike adorableness and then getting away from it for a bit. Now I'm really into it again.
Did you dislike it because it became corporatized?
And it was all staged. They'd bring out a lamb and it would have a lollipop tied to a collar, and they'd have a kid come over and the kid was supposed to lick the lollipop and sort of bob its head to this music. But sometimes they'd put wires to the kid's shoulders. So the kid was kind of oh, I'm having fun. But I would see that and be like, this is horrible treatment of this child who really wants to be with this adorable lamb. So you'd be seeing the behind the scenes of adorableness. I wouldn't recommend it.
And everyone involved with the show was eventually arrested. Is that right?
100%. I'm one of the only people. Yeah, me and Lil Carew. Do you remember him?
Right. Oh, yeah. He was the one who'd be like, where's my wagon?
Yeah.
Right.
Lil Carew and I we turned. We were snitches, basically. We had to go into protection for a while.
Slimmon
himself. Oh, yeah. It got hairy. And legitimately so. And literally so. We went into Slimmon's hot tub as children wearing wires. And we had to wear them under. We had these collars. We were pretending we were adorable. But
amazing you didn't get electrocuted.
It was wild. And we're just desperately keeping our heads above water. He's so hairy, as you know. And kind of sidling over to him what's that? How'd you rig that up? And then he just spilled his guts about all these things they would do to charge up the horses and when they would bring in strawberries.
Charge up the horses, bring in strawberries.
all
Yep.
the stuff.
All the things that they were
So,
doing.
When you
Bring
need
in
to
the
have,
strawberries. Is
Wait, was
audible
that your
on the
nickname
tape.
on the Adorable show, Strawberries?
no, I was Button. It was Button and Carew. And then, but Strawberry was like toy. I played a character a lot called Strawberry. And that's where I'd wear that hat and like I had the little greens coming out of my head and I'd pop up out of the strawberry and go, oop, sure is sweet. Boom, back in the strawberry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that was involved in the indictment because that was all full of asbestos in there. So I have a hard time breathing now because of that, and had to take Slim to civil court because of it. And yeah, everyone, Brooks, the catering, everyone ended up going to serve some sort of sentence after that show. So that's
What
why
happened?
it's like
Where's-
scrubbed from the internet.
Where's Slim now?
In federal prison. He's in the one where the Unabomber is in Colorado.
But he's in
forget what
Adorable
it's called.
federal prison, right?
No, he's in a Supermax. He's
Oh.
in a Supermax because of
Yeah,
but he's
just-
always
He's tried to escape, what, like 45, 46 times?
minimum.
Killed 3 guards.
Yeah.
He's killed 3 guards.
Because he makes these adorable looking like, oh, it's a pencil that has a strawberry on the end of it. It's a ship. And the guards continuously fall for that sort of thing. It's just one day when they make like a series about him, no one's going to believe it.
I will, because I heard the real story from you.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had gone through that, David. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I am back to appreciating adorableness. And I'm telling you, at Wendy and Jeff's, it was very adorable.
Well, I'm bummed that I couldn't go, but I hope we can do it again. I don't know when it's safe
Someday.
to do stuff. Yeah. That's a whole, the COVID of it all is a whole separate thing. Let's do some Just Mirror Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
What do you know? Alison Rosen sent one in.
Oh.
Yeah. And it went straight to the top. I enjoy the whimsy of golf club covers. So I was thinking about, and I have not spent a ton of time in pro shops. I don't even know if they still call them that. But as a kid, when I was in like a store that sold sports equipment, I was always all, oh, look at those koala bears or look at those stuffed animals. But they weren't really stuffed animals. They were like the head of a stuffed animal and then a sheath that went over the golf club. Does anyone know, are those still used to cover golf clubs?
I have no
I would
idea.
guess so. I haven't
think so.
watched or been around golf in quite a long time.
Does golf still exist?
It does.
Okay.
And it's full of very
Whimsy?
privileged people who are thinking about getting the vaccine, but they're young and healthy, so it's a personal choice because they've never had any kind of consequence in their life. How can people support that stupid ass sport? Remember when Tiger Woods was supposed to revolutionize it because of the representation? We'd see this new influx of people that had like a less than ideal childhood that gets them to a golf course, the least accessible fucking
like that
place on
didn't
the
happen.
planet. It didn't. And it's unfortunate.
Especially because you can't really get to that level without paying pros to like personal coaching.
Yeah.
To work on your swing and pay caddies to help you know what club to use and stuff like that. It's a very privileged sport.
Yeah. But
Well-
the whimsy is there.
I mean, the golf club covers look like stuffed animals, or at least they did 35 years ago. And I, for one, appreciate it. Okay.
I never
I had golf
I
clubs.
had no idea those existed. I'm going to be honest.
Yes.
I have so little knowledge of or time around golf that I didn't know there was such a thing as a golf club cover. I thought they
Yeah.
all went in the bag together.
No, you put a
As is.
cover on each club. I mean, unless
Sounds very tiring.
actually now I'm not sure because
Yes.
wouldn't they just all go in the bag? Daniel,
Oh, no,
you've
you-
golfed.
I think it was a relic of when the woods were made of wood. I think nowadays their woods are made out of metal and different kinds of titanium or whatever. But when they were wood, you would cover it. So it wasn't every club. It wasn't the irons. It was just the woods. And then
Yeah.
I didn't even know a woods was a golf club Tony,
Yep.
do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think. I feel like I've maybe seen them, but yeah, I know very, very, very little about golf.
All right. Let's see here. Wait, I already did that one. Once again, I have to fire the person who organizes this. Okay. Beck says, it took me so long to fully detach from my unhealthy relationship that I'm counting and essentially celebrating each month I manage to keep away. # just me or everyone. I think that's great. Good for you. It's not just you. It's hard to get away from an unhealthy relationship.
Lord knows. Quants.
Because you're in a different room, it really feels like this could be. I mean, your energy's been kind of today. Like, just kind of, hey, I'm divorced, Dad. And,
I'm cultivating it. I'm getting used to trying it on.
don't I know?
Yeah, I'm really gonna. It's the next step is, well, the next step is Margaritaville.
Do you mean drinking margaritas or do you mean Jimmy buffeting your life?
I mean the state of mind.
Daniel has taken up jogging again. And on a recent Friend Zone episode, he was saying that he had jogged twice, like once a week for 2 weeks. And he was really mad at himself because that's not enough momentum. And I was saying, at least feel good about that. And he was definitely resisting feeling good about it. And I was like, fine, don't feel good about it. But you jogged a couple days ago when it was incredibly hot. And then you jogged again today when it was hot. Look at you.
I've been doing it. So every other day, just trying to get these old bones moving.
That's good.
Yeah.
Running is the worst. So I admire you.
I don't ever do it.
I
can't.
It's painful and I look ridiculous. I had this T-shirt where the neck was too tight. By the way, T-shirt companies, get your fucking act together. There's a way to make a T-shirt feel comfortable. It's pretty basic, and none of you do it. But anyway,
What's the way?
not so tight a collar. First of all, does anyone like a super tight collar on their T-shirt?
I cut the necks out of all of my t-shirts.
Well,
Look.
that's what
Yeah.
I did because I was like, screw
Good for
this.
you.
I took my scissors and I cut the top half-inch, part out.
Yep.
And I looked like I was going to a jazzercise class.
All my shirts look like that, but I'm comfortable. Who do I care? What do I care anymore? Who am I impressing?
It's fine. I realized when I got home that I was that weird guy on the jogging trail for everyone else. And just as long as they don't feel threatened. But how could you be when it looks like I was just miserably jogging towards my jazzercise? Cool as fuck.
But Wendy, Daniel, don't take this the wrong way. Yours looks stylishly like cut or ripped or something.
Yeah, you look good in that. It doesn't.
Daniel's
it doesn't work
looked like
on this.
someone was angry at the T-shirt and also liked to watch
Right.
Flashdance.
Because if you're a lady, you kind of go like this, and then your shoulders are there, and it's like a whole thing, right?
Right.
But it still doesn't look great.
Is
But
any of that?
I ripped the shirts. All of my shirts are ripped.
That's what I was going to ask. Is that ripped or cut? Like, how do you do it?
I cut it and rip it at the same time.
Mm.
And I just stopped caring whether I looked absolutely bonkers because I have to be comfortable. I'm in my 40s and it's over. And
That's how I felt.
This way I'll just slide smoothly into my coffin in a state of great comfort.
That's how I
Would you
felt.
guys like to hear a startling revelation that ties into this?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
I
may
better be
not-
startled.
You may be startled. You guys might not look at me the same, but Wendy and I share the exact same philosophy. Who am I impressing? The only person I want to be attracted to me lives in my home and we're happy together. And so, or our home, I should say. So every time we're going out, she's like, you got stuff all over you. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what the neighbors think. So we head out. And in that same vein, I now wear a phone holster. And no, I will not share photos or anything like that, but it's happened. It's comfortable. It helps me keep my phone in a place where I don't look at it. It's just like it's like a tool. It's like I took a shovel off my belt and I just set it and I don't think about it. It's useful and it's really ridiculous. No one has liked it so far.
Now, David, how did pockets fail you? that you felt the need to go to a holster?
Well, I don't want fast fashion is just a nuisance on the planet. And as much as we're fighting this COVID battle, the next one, as we all know, is the climate disaster. And so I don't want to be buying textiles all the time. The phone digs into the pocket and slowly wears out thread. And now, I got to get new clothes? No, I've got this holster to last me for ages.
I feel like it wasn't as startling as I wanted. I would have been startled if you said, I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. So what I've done is I have a belt and it goes around and it has 8 hooks on it. And every morning I order a pizza and then I take each piece and I hang it by its crust.
That would not have startled you. You would have been delighted.
8 pieces all the way around. And that's my food for the day. And I walk around and whenever I'm hungry, I take one of the pieces and I eat it.
Why wouldn't people do this?
Belt. Right, see, that would have been startling. If you were really,
the
truly
toppings
doing
are going to slide
I
off.
would have been startled. I feel like on a good cheese pizza, if you let it cool a little bit, that cheese isn't sliding
I feel
off.
like this is better for calzones.
A New York style. If the cheese is going to stay on there most of the day, unless you're jogging. Like when you're jogging, Daniel, don't wear your pizza belt.
Well, and roll it. You pin the crust, you roll that tip right up there, pin that son of a gun.
So you make
I
calzones.
guess. But I feel like the look is nicer if it just fans out, point side down, 8 pieces all around your bod.
Like a dress
That's a good look.
It goes back to, I don't care about the look though.
But I'm saying, but that's fun for you. It would be fun for me to look in the mirror and see my pizza belt nicely arrayed.
That's true. I look like a rodeo clown.
I would twirl. I would find myself twirling to watch the pizza's fan.
And you'd find yourself with a lot of squirrels on your person.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be fun.
That'd be great.
You'd be
But
exposed.
that would have been startling. I would have been startled if that's what you were literally doing. But a phone holder, I don't know.
I'm a little startled by it, and I have some questions. What's it made out of? Where does it attach to your pants or your belt? I need some details.
I just attach it wherever. I don't know what it's made of. I assume some sort of faux leather.
Does it clip on?
Yeah, it's got a clip. And then it's got like a little flap that goes over with just kind of like a magnet that holds it closed.
I had one of those for my BlackBerry, so I know the thing you're talking about. And it was helpful. I think I clipped it to myself once out of necessity.
What I'm hoping is the same way that like the cool kids bringing back fanny packs, that I'm on the front end of this cool revolution that's going to come around. Where people are like, look, we shop at thrift stores, we wear giant old t-shirts, we're a rock band, get used to it. Yeah, it's a phone holster. Like that's me, front end of it.
Well, maybe some people will hear this and decide to also do that. Although I don't think they really make holsters for iPhones. I'm sorry, that's a microaggression again against your BlackBerry. I just want to address something. We are at the end of the show. I want to address something that Wendy said about being in her 40s and it's over for her. And I've been thinking a similar thing lately. I've been thinking, I just didn't realize even though everyone around this age are, older, but they say they talk about how you become invisible and they talk about that all the time. It's like I wasn't tuned into that frequency or something. I just didn't realize that like 20s, 30s, when I was young and supple, that was really the heyday of looking young and supple. And I definitely did not, like I look at pictures now and I think, yeah, I had it then, whatever it is. Definitely don't anymore. Or it's like it's sliding off like the cheese off of your pizzas on your pizza belt. But I 100% didn't appreciate it at the time. Anyone else relating to anything I'm saying? That's just me or everyone.
To a certain degree. And tell me if this rings true. Do you now find yourself watching film and television, seeing someone 20 years older than you, and kind of looking for, they look like they don't give a shit, but also not a nerd. Like they look kind of like they've grown into this older skin well.
Yeah.
That's all I'd like to do. I'd like to just not be phone holster guy with like my thumbs on my back, kind of belly way out. Where are we? I don't want to be that guy, but I also don't want to like try to be real cool. I don't want to have gelled up hair.
Oh yeah, people who try to be cool.
Ugh, the worst.
I've just never been cool, so it's fine. I
would have absolutely no problem wearing a fanny pack.
People
Well,
are wearing them again.
they're hip again.
People are, yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, they're
Go
back.
for it.
Then I would not wear one. That's all.
Oh my God. That's the Quant's method for fanny packs.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, you guys, this has been delightful. Thank you so much for coming on the show. If you like what you're hearing, please make sure you're subscribed or following or whatever the language is in your app of choice. Leave us a nice comment on Apple Podcasts or wherever. 5 stars, please. It helps people find the show. And follow me on social media at Alison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Cameo. I already mentioned Patreon. I'm an Amazon influencer. So go to amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen, amazon.com/shop/Alison Rosen. And you can shop my podcast gear and my makeup and beauty care stuff. Is it called beauty care? That doesn't sound right. Beauty and skincare. And I'm going to add those Yeti cups. And listen to my other podcast, Childish. Subscribe on YouTube to me, youtube.com/Alison Rosen. Dave, where can we find you? What should we look for?
DavidHuntsberger.com. And if you are a web designer or maybe you're on Fiverr, if you have a profile on Fiverr and you want some work, get in touch because I'm going to try to do it myself with Elementor. But I have a new project coming out September 24th. I put everything I had into it, my whole heart and soul, and it's going to end up on YouTube where everything goes, even animals farting. And but I'm excited. I hope people see it and enjoy it. And the album comes out. It'll be on the 800 Pound Gorilla YouTube channel if you'd like to stream it there. And I'll have links and whatnot at aforementioned DavidHuntsberger.com. And I am a UPS influencer. So if you go to ups.com, you're looking for like bubble mailers, shipping tape, scotch tape, my head pops up. I'm like, that's a good one. So just ground 2-day, next day, I'm your guy. So just not to,
compete,
horn in on the influencing side, but I also am part of the shipping world. And then These Are Those Tapes podcast I do with Wendy. You can find it at thesearethostapes.com. It recently just got put on Amazon, started stuff with Audible. So they do podcasts as well. So like you can find it everywhere. It's a serious, hard-hitting investigative journalism type podcast, but I think you'll still like it.
Dave, your special that comes out the 24th, what's it called? Or is that top secret?
I have it up. I have a secret link up on Vimeo, and I've been, sharing it a little bit. And I was looking at the analytics the other day, and someone somehow downloaded it in New Jersey. And so I messaged Vimeo. I was like, "How did this happen?" And they're like, "Anytime you have a video up, it's subject to getting this sort of pirating done to it."
Oh,
so I'm like hesitant in a weird way to say the name. Not that I don't trust your listeners, but
that's
like
fine.
Some algorithm or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be obnoxious about it in a couple of weeks here when it's getting ready to come out.
I'll retweet.
Thanks for asking.
Your obnoxiousness. Wendy, what about you?
I'm on Twitter at Wendy Molyneux, where I act like garbage at all times. We have premiere dates for The Great North and Bob's Burgers, the 2 shows that I write for. September 26th on Fox Sunday nights. Great North is at 8:30 and Bob's Burgers is at 9. And I'm also I'm a reverse influencer, so I'm very easily influenced. So if you want to influence me in any way, I guess just like tweet at me what you want me to do, and I will probably do it, and then let the chips fall where they may.
Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, you can just, follow me at Daniel Quantz at Twitter and Instagram, or, enjoy your life.
I thought you're trying to be less of a bummer on Twitter.
I can't do it. I can't be not a bummer. I may rebrand myself soon. I just got to figure out how to do it.
Wow, a reinvention.
Positive, happy dude. Yeah.
Tony, what about you?
Twitter and Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
My podcast, Bizarre Albums, every Tuesday. And if you're listening to this the day it comes out, Don't Stop or We'll Die playing at the Federal in North Hollywood tonight. Although I think it might be sold out. But maybe there'll be some tickets at the door if you're feeling lucky. So, yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. This was really fun. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show?